Talking Out Loud with Jazzy 929. TV and movie reviews.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Jazzy929. This is my TV and movie review show. Today, I'm going to be reviewing The Sinner. This is season 3 that we are in, and I am going to be reviewing episode 5. With that being said, I hope y'all all enjoy. Let me go ahead and jump into my review. We see that Jamie in this episode in the beginning is trying to clean himself off. He's trying to hide the crime that he had committed, and it looks like he's pretty good at it. It looks like he's trying to clean his nails up under the nails, you know what I'm saying, like a professional would do. We see that he goes home and his wife notices that he has blood on his ear. He gives her some type of story behind it, which isn't the true story. I think that Harry sees himself in Jamie in some type of way. I think they have more in common than what we see. We see that Harry knows that Jamie is dangerous. We've seen this in the previous episode, and we see it in this episode too. He is trying to tell the cops and the investigators that they need to look into Jamie even more because he feels that he's dangerous to himself and others. He tells them that he tried to get Jamie to go ahead and tell on himself, confess. We see that Jamie goes back to work and acts like everything is fine and like nothing has ever happened. He tells Emma to do whatever her parents say do. I think that poor girl needs to stay away from Jamie. You know, we know that Jamie is actually dangerous and he's confusing that poor girl. We see that Jamie tells Harry he was not himself during the time that they had a meetup in this episode. And Harry tells him to turn himself in, and we see that Jamie actually says that he refuses to do so. We see that Harry is crossing lines. To me personally, Harry is crossing the line with Sonia. We see them kissing. He's giving her all type of information about the case that she has no business knowing. But I think this is just what she wants. You know what I'm saying? Sonia's up to something. I don't trust her. I think she's a Nietzsche too. She's in the court, the little Nietzsche court. You know what I'm saying? I think that's going to be revealed later on. You know what I'm saying? This season, but we'll see. Something is most definitely up there. I think she is letting him, or I think Harry is playing right into her hands. We also see that Sonia has taken a lot of pictures of Jamie. I thought I had seen in one of those pictures Jamie and the old roommate together. Let me know what y'all thoughts were when y'all saw those pictures. We see Sonia putting everything together once Harry tells her certain things, and she puts everything together and knows that crime that was committed that she heard over the news. She finds out that Jamie was the one that was involved. I feel that Sonia actually knows Jamie, you know what I'm saying? And the reason I say that is she probably knows, I ain't going to say she knows Jamie's wife, but she does know Jamie, and I think she knows Dick. And the reason I say that is because when she went to the store and she had went and ran her mouth to Jamie's wife, Leah, I think that's Jamie's wife's name, Leah, she seemed like she was shocked when Jamie's wife actually told her that they had just had a baby. You know, the face that she had actually made was like, oh my goodness, you know what I'm saying? How could he have made a baby in the conditions that or in the mind state that he has, or something negative for sure was there. We see that Leah tells Jamie to actually leave the house after she finds out all this stuff that Sonia has actually told her. I love that part right there. We see that she has her little friend there. Some people are saying that's her brother. I'm not sure if it is or if it ain't. The guy that's been her support by her side the whole time that Jamie's not fond of. He was there. Jamie basically told him to leave the house. He said, "Nah, I ain't going nowhere." But Leah actually tells him to go ahead and leave. But he, during that time, like I mentioned before, he tells her, like, "Look, I supported you during a rough patch in your life, basically." And basically was telling her, "I think that you should stick with me during this rough patch that I'm going through." But I'm very curious about what rough patch he was actually talking about. You know what I'm saying? Where did this all come from as far as what is it in her past that has happened that, he had to go ahead and stick by her, during that time. And that he said it was 2 years ago. So something went down with Leah 2 years ago. She had done something, and I don't think it was cheating. I think it was more sinister than that. I want to know if she's Nietzsche. Is she Nietzsche too? Has she picked up the practice? I think they all involved, y'all. We see that Jamie goes to the hotel. Then he is questioned by a detective, and he tells her that he was with Harry the night of the murder. But he cleans it up by saying they actually bumped into each other. They didn't go to the party together. I personally think that I don't trust the investigator. And the reason I don't trust her is because I think that she's trying to pull, Harry into this whole situation. We see that Jamie, Giles tries to fire him. And Jamie was like, "I'll be damned," and went back to work. You know what I'm saying? Which I thought was crazy. If they was going to let him go, then they should have escorted him out the building. We see that Jamie says something during the time he was talking to the investigator about should he call a lawyer. She tells him that maybe she is able to get him a plea deal. We see that Harry is now a suspect because of his relationship with Jamie. And we see that Jamie returned to see Cal. And he had asked Cal, which is the medium, y'all. Cal is the medium. And he asked Cal what Nick had said, what Nick wants to reveal to him. And Cal actually tells him something about he asked Jamie, "What do you fear?" And to let it go. I think right there, he is basically telling him to go ahead and finish your plan. Their plan was to get to a certain level of death. This is just my opinion, y'all. Get to that certain level of death because of their practice. So they could go ahead and see if they'll be immortal or not. Which is kind of crazy. Why would he do that, after he see a Nick that died? But I guess they think it could be the chosen ones, maybe. Maybe Nick wasn't the chosen one, and now we have to see if Jamie could, or they think that Jamie could be a chosen one and become immortal. But we'll have to see. We see that Cal actually stops there, and Jamie wants to know more about what Nick is actually telling him. We see that Jamie gets upset, and he ends up smashing Cal in the head, and Cal ends up dying. We see later on in this episode that Harry's grandson comes to visit, and he's trying to get some bonding time with his grandson. His daughter actually sent the grandson by himself on a train, which I wasn't too fond of, but it is what it is. We see that Jamie comes to Harry's house, and somehow he has he has got the little boy outside with him. We see that Jamie has somehow got Harry's grandson outside with him without Harry actually noticing. I think Harry was washing dishes or whatnot, and he just thought his little grandson was in the living room doing something. Harry actually discovers this and tells Eli, which is his grandson, to go back in the house. And he basically tells Jamie, this is not the time or place for this, you need to leave. And Jamie basically tells him, like, "I'm so tired of you, one minute becoming my friend or being a friend, and then the next minute you're not." Jamie's basically telling Harry, "I'm tired of you playing mind games with me." We see that he makes a gesture at Eli, which could have been as far as Jamie did. Could have, looked threatening to Harry. And we see that Harry ends up grabbing Jamie up and choking him. We see the grandson actually come out and see this, which wasn't a good thing because the grandson will probably go back and tell his dad, and that'll cause a wedge between the relationship. But I love the way that Harry snapped, and when he snapped on Jamie, Jamie actually tells him, now, now the true you has totally came out. I can see, the true Harry right now has came out. That's what he's basically telling him. He actually said he finally gets to see the real Harry. And then we see that, that's the end of that, and he actually leaves or whatnot. I want to know what your thoughts were about this episode. Like I said, it was pretty good for me. That's all I got out of this episode. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close out. Thank you all for listening.
Hi, Loyal.